adaptation of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark by producer Guillermo Del Toro, monsters are coming alive out of the pages of a haunted storybook and claim the lives of teenagers. The Oscar-winning producer and filmmaker has likened these tales to campfire stories.
We've got to stop it.
There are two types of horror movies, ones that are disturbing and they sort of scar your soul permanently, and then there is a different type of horror movie which is like a roller coaster ride. It's fun and it's entertaining and is really thrilling.
Filmmaker André Øvredal adapted the film from Alvin Schwartz's anthology of children's horror stories.
It's kind of a mix between a modern horror movie and a throwback to the Amblin movies I grew up with.
André Øvredal refers to the 80s Spielberg's influence of films such as Poltergeist, Goonies, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, where horror mixes with adolescent thrills and chills. But the story also borrows elements from 70s horror movies based on favorite Stephen King novels where supernatural forces are beckoned by the underdog, usually kids and teenagers, to exercise revenge, retribution on bullies, mean girls, and sinister corporations. Usually, the underdog displays superpowers or opens the gate to unseen, otherworldly forces, as in the case of Stella, a smart, timid girl from a nondescript Midwestern town.
Sarah Bellows, tell me a story.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is not the only retro horror to scare its way to success.
At least someone's happy I'm home.
According to the streaming network Netflix, Stranger Things, a scary series with a teen cast, roared into its third season with 40 million viewers binge-watching the show within the first 4 days since its debut. This is not just a domestic trend. International series are now copying the formula, as in the case of the Indian teen horror Typewriter, with teens once again finding their way in a haunted house, solving mysteries and facing ghosts. As for why do we crave horror movies?
Dread and suspense is this kind of wonderful thing that only exists in horror movies.
Sarah Bellows' book, where the stories write themselves and it all comes alive.
Penelope Poulou, VOA News.